Hey guys, Gemma from ASD Rocks had an amazing night last night with Finn, and it was great to have mum and son time. It was great to be out on a date, and I do want to do a post really soon, actually, about being single and having a child with a disability, because I think that a lot of us think that we are going to spend the rest of our lives alone because no one's going to love us and no one's going to want to take on the responsibility of a kid who has a disability or autism or whatever it happens to be. And it's not true. It's not true. And if you think that that's the case, I guess that will be the case, because you're just not going to be open to even the thought of having a romantic or beautiful connection with someone. And in my time, of having Bo, I've had numerous, it sounds terrible, doesn't it? I've had numerous people in my life who, some who have loved Bo more than they love me. It can happen. There are people out there that, I mean, if you look at the kids that we're dealing with today, if you look at the kids that we have today, most of them have, like, it's hard to find a kid out there that doesn't have a diagnosis of something: ADHD, GDD, NOS, whether it's epilepsy, whether it's, I mean, every kid seems to have something. So I think we need to drop the stigma of, I'm not good enough, because I have, no one's going to take on that responsibility. I think, as I said, I've had, well, since my breakup with Richard, I've had 2 long-term relationships that didn't break up because of disability. Didn't break up because of that. So I think it's super important that you realize that I think that the percentage, I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's something like 87% of marriages, when a child has a disability or a diagnosis, break up. 87%. It's huge. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to find love again. It can happen. It absolutely can happen. And I am going to do a post on this because I think it's really important that, I talk a lot about how we look after our kids and, the stresses that we go through. We're fighting. God, we're always fighting. But how often are we fighting for ourselves? So, I'm going to do a post soon, I think, on love on the spectrum for love not on the spectrum. For the parents, love on the spectrum for the carers and the parents, because it's not the kids. Don't think that they're the ones that are standing in the way and that no one's prepared to take on that responsibility. In a lot of cases, our kids are not the issue at all. So, guys, if you're staying at home, you're definitely not going to meet anyone. Sorry, I've got a bit of a runny nose today. If you're out there, just with some friends, God, it's not like you need to go clubbing or pubbing or, but like, for example, I have, a couple of my ASD rocker ladies, you know who you are, who, one's hoping to come down from the country. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to go out and we are going to go and get drinks together, which means we are going to be in a public place, which means that you need to be open to the fact that you are a desirable person. Don't close off the idea that no one will love you because you have a child with who's either on the spectrum or with a disability, or they're too hard or it's too much of a handful. You just need the right person. You need the person who's going to love you. If they love you, nothing will stand in their way. Nothing will stand in their way. And loving you is loving your kids. And there are plenty of people out there, whose kids, at our age, we're looking at, probably combining families or something like that. And there's so many people whose kids probably behave worse than our kids behave, and ours have a diagnosis. Or there's probably people out there who don't have a diagnosis. You're going to take one look at them and go, did you know that your child should be seeing a speech therapist? So don't give up on yourself. Love on the spectrum is possible for the carers and the parents too. I love you. I love you all. And your love for me has, supported me so much. So, mwah.